When vision and perfection come together, great things can happen. A new dimension in direct marketing. The global markets have never been as dynamic as they are today. Every day, shares, resources, and foreign exchanges worth almost $4 billion change hands, often in the blink of an eye. Not only humans, but also highly intelligent software systems generate fantastic profit opportunities on the market. That's why major banks and investment houses worldwide have invested hundreds of millions in the computer-controlled automation of trading systems, and they control the markets with enormous profit margins. The bundling of expert knowledge and decades-long experience seal the deal for fantastic returns. That's why leading figures in the branch joined forces several years ago to create an instrument that can compete with the greats around the globe. The result? An automated trading system that offers excellent profit opportunities for everyone, with more than 7 years of design and experience under its belt. Welcome to USI-TECH. We are an international company with the best IT and Forex marketing experts in the field. Countless large-scale investors use our specialist expertise and one-of-a-kind system. You also have a chance to participate in this success story. The worldwide launch will begin shortly. Register now and take part in an international business opportunity with exceptional profit potential. And you can share this opportunity with everyone who is important to you right now. You make profits week by week from a worldwide network that develops in your footsteps. Register now and you will find out everything about this unique opportunity that you can join right from the start. Don't wait for others to join first. We are ready for the worldwide launch. Welcome to United Software Intelligence. Transform your life.
Okay, good evening and welcome to our opportunity evening. It's about USI-TECH, as you saw. Quick look at the agenda tonight. We're going to go through the introduction to USI, the proposition itself, and then Grant's going to go through the compensation plan, and then we're going to look at something called FX Blue that actually records some of the live trade accounts. Okay, we're going to do a Q&A and then do some testimonials. So a few of you in the room tonight, if you wouldn't mind standing up and doing a few testimonials at the end. Okay, so quick introduction about myself. My name's John Smith. Little bit of background about me. I'm involved or been involved in financial services since 1988, predominantly in the mortgage arena. Throughout the 90s, looked after local estate agents, looking after their mortgage book. So any business, anybody coming into the estate agents looking to buy a property, I would do the mortgages for them. And then in 2000, set up a mortgage packaging company. So doing non-conforming subprime packaging for lenders. And then in 2004, we turned that company, head of mortgage regulation, into a mortgage network, all right, with a view to go to market and sell in 2008. A year later, we merged that business with a company called Genesis Home Loans up in Peterborough. And in 2007, 2008, we went to market to sell that. Unfortunately, because of the liquidity issues that hit the market, we didn't get the sale away, and we ended up taking that business and moving it across to a company called Openwork, who are part owned by Zurich. And that's where the company sits today. I still sit on that board as a non-exec director. That company's still going. Throughout my business career, I've always done property development and looked after my own property portfolio. 2011, after we oversaw the appointed reps and mortgage brokers that we moved across into Openwork, in 2011 I looked at getting involved in online opportunities. Okay, and in fact, one of the first things I got involved was with a company called IML that did some trading. So we looked at that proposition, and throughout 2011 to date, we've been looking at various opportunities. We were involved in various online businesses, and then someone approached us about the opportunity you're going to see tonight, which I think you'll agree once you've seen it. It's an amazing opportunity, and that's what we're going to detail tonight. Grant, would you like to quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah, so as it says, my name's Grant. I've had a varied business history, multiple business owner, predominantly over the last sort of 10 years in the online marketplace. I had quite a few online companies. We developed some software back in the early 2000s, and we actually leased it out to a lot of people within our marketplace, and it was predominantly in the AV sector. We were one of the first people to do Sonos in the UK, so we sort of brought Sonos over here, and from that we had lots of people on this software, and I developed lots of different websites in the AV sector. We had about 13 different websites at the end of the business, and that sort of got me into also doing a lot of online marketing. So I was doing like email list generation, we were doing lead capture pages, we were doing a lot of that sort of stuff early web days. So from that really, and then from knowing John for a long time, we looked at some MLM opportunities, and that actually led us more and more online to where we are today really. So that's where we've come from.
Thank you. Right, okay, so USI, transform your life. Quick disclaimer, proof of payment is no guarantee you will earn the same, but it would be possible to earn this and more with an equal or greater strategy and work ethic. There are two sides to this business, okay? One is the automated robot that trades the FX, and then there's an MLM sat behind it, okay? And this slide really sums it up for me in terms of what the business is about. When vision and perfection come together, great things can happen, a new dimension in direct marketing. So I look at this slide and I think, you know, the perfection is the robot that actually executes the trades, okay? We've seen enough data now, and we've actually been involved long enough now to really see how this robot works, and it's as near to perfection a robot that I've actually seen. Okay, and then the vision was to actually put an MLM behind it, because the robot that executes the sale on the trade, yeah, you could only get access to this robot if you had 100,000 in a trade account up until now. So someone saw this robot trading, and the vision was to actually bring it to the masses, because not everybody's got 100,000 to put in their trade account. Okay, and the way that they're looking to do that is through the ML, so making it affordable for everybody to get involved. So let's talk about the robot first. You know, we was introduced to this business back in about October 2016, and we was introduced to a couple of guys called Aaron and Tack, who'd been looking at this robot, this bit of software, for over 18, 19 months. Okay, and at that time you could only get involved with this product if you had 100,000. So they tracked it for about 18 months, and then in April they tracked it long enough and said, this is silly, look, we need to raise this 100,000. So those two and the two others all put 25,000 in, and they put their 100,000 and activated the robot. That was in April 2016, and up until November, when we first looked at their account, it returned around about 54,000. So they'd been drawing about 7,000 a month while keeping their 100,000 in their trade account. Okay, so we got quite excited at that. They gave us some more examples. I'll show you an example of a live account later, and some historic data. So it's very important when you get involved in any business that the actual product works. We've seen enough evidence of that product working. Okay, now obviously past performance isn't a guarantee of future performance, but like I say, there's enough data there for you to make your own mind up, okay? And then secondly, the really clever thing is, you know, they wanted to take this to the masses, so they put a multi-level marketing and network plan behind it. Now, I know some of you in the room are not particularly familiar with MLM, and we will be going through the compensation plan, but if I just tell you a little bit about multi-level marketing, what generally happens with multi-level marketing, you have to, what they call qualify to receive commissions from anybody that you bring into the business, okay? And normally you have to qualify every single month, and that normally means you've either got to sell a certain amount of product, yeah, or you've got to spend a certain amount of money, typically about £150 per month. Now, you come into a new business, you're very, very excited about that business. So the first 150 that goes out of your account is fine. Then month 2 comes along, month 3, and then you think, actually, I'm not actually getting anything back from this business. So you then fall out of the business. Yeah? With this business, nobody falls out of the business because there's a one-time license fee of €600, and we'll talk about that in a second. Yeah? And once you've paid that, you've secured your spot in that matrix. So what that does is it aids retention. And what you then see is something called spillover, which means people above you, putting people in the matrix, will spill over into your team. Yeah? And once you're qualified, and there's a one-time qualification in this business of just 3 people that all buy a license, yeah, then you're qualified for life. So you're qualified to receive commissions from anybody that comes underneath you. All right? And there's some people coming in with big money. Now, the very, very clever point is, you know, there's no monthly subscription, not like all these other MLMs where you've got to pay that 150. So how do we get paid? Well, we get paid from the spread that the broker charges. All right? Some of that spread they keep for themselves. The rest of it goes into the matrix. And we share in that spread. So that's how we get paid on the second part of the business. We also get paid for selling the licenses and all that sort of stuff, but we're talking about proper residual income. Yeah? So anybody that comes into your business, so you might be sitting there thinking, well, I know people that can afford 1,000, but there's people in this business that know people that can afford 100,000, you know, 50,000, 20,000. If they fall into your matrix, you will receive commission from that once you're qualified. Okay? So that's the main difference, and it's a very, very clever model that they've actually put together. Okay, so who are USI? They're a technology-based company. Okay, they specialise for many years in the development of automated trading software in the FX market, predominantly for major banks and institutions and VIP customers. These are the guys behind it. João Felipe Fernandes, 65% shareholder. He's been working with clients since 2007. Great track record in this market. He's actually built 100 EAs. Now the EAs is the robot, Expert Advisor is what it stands for. But he's actually built 100 of these robots. Like I say, mainly for VIP and major banks who've got a lot of money to throw at the development of these robots. Ralph Gold, director and shareholder. He's managed and traded numerous VIP clients for the last 3 years, really working with VIP customers really, because he's got such a good track record in consistently returning good returns on investments, ROI. Okay? So, this is the size of the market we're looking to play in. Just so you know, the FX market is a $5.3 trillion market per day. Just to put it in some sort of perspective what that is, if you look at the futures, equities and futures market on the New York Stock Exchange, it would take them 30 days worth of trading to trade just 1 day of the FX. It's the biggest market in the world, okay, and you're going to be invited to play in that market, okay? So when we think of trading and what have you, we think of humans actually trading, sitting at a screen 8 hours a day trading for the banks or on your behalf. All right, but with humans, they can make mistakes. They get a bit emotional. If they have a bad day, they start chasing the trades. So more and more banks and institutions have looked for robots to trade and execute the trade. They can execute it quicker, more efficiently, and without emotion. Okay. As we've always said, major banks and investment houses worldwide have invested hundreds of millions in the computer-controlled automation of trading systems. Okay, they spend millions and millions keeping these robots, latest technology, up to date. Okay, they don't share that with us. It's a typical, the rich get richer. If you've got 100,000, you know, you can have access to it. If you haven't, well, tough luck. Yeah, until now, and this is why USI have bought it. Instead of developing the software for corporations and VIP customers, they've decided to bring the latest technology advances to the masses, okay, at an affordable price. So now we've got the opportunity to get involved in this business. The result, automated trading system that offers excellent profit opportunities for everyone with 8 years worth of design. Okay, so the robot that they actually use is something that's been around for the last 8 years in terms of design. The actual one that we're using, I think, is about 2.5 years old. Obviously, there's been upgrades, and it trades currency pairs. So it's not a new strategy. You know, the currency pairs. If you look at something like the dollar against the yen, if the dollar's going up, the yen's typically going down, and vice versa. So it trades currency pairs. All right. In the last 8 years, more than 100 software versions have been developed, as we said, and successfully tested. The objective was to get a consistent development of a fully automated trading software, which even smaller investors can participate. So that was the key goal for these guys, to make sure that we can all participate. Testing of the software delivered excellent results with a consistent chance of winning, and we're going to prove that later as you look at some of these live accounts, okay, and some of the historic data. This is what you're purchasing. The offer consists of a lifetime software license for trading in the FX market. So it's a one-off payment for €600. So when I look and talk to people about getting involved in this business, if you set up any business, people say, well, I'm going to spend 1,000 here, I'm going to 2,000 there, I've got my website, this, that and the other. This is €600 for lifetime license for the robot. Okay? You go back to that slide we were talking about the banks spending millions and millions every single year. Yeah? This is just €600. So any upgrades, they're not going to come back to you and say, oh, we need another €100 this month because we made some upgrades. That includes everything. Okay? So it's a very, very small cost to get involved in this business. And then the only other cost, well, I'll say other cost, is what you want to put in your trade account. But that trade account's fully accessible at any time anyway. So I sort of say to people, instead of having it in your bank or building society, have it in your trade account, and it's €600 is the cost of business. That's it. Okay? And introduce 4 people, you get that back anyway, in commission. Okay. So the software license is now, it makes it now possible for anybody to trade in the highly complex FX market with a minimum $1,000 broker account. And you can start off with $1,000 in your broker account and add to it. And the idea is you're adding to it through commissions that you're getting by introducing other people. So very, very quickly you can get up to 2, 3, 5, 10, 20,000 account, and it becomes very, very interesting then in terms of the returns that you're going to see. Okay? So this is, incidentally, you don't need to have any experience in FX. Okay? So if you're sitting there, because some people sort of say, well, I don't know anything about FX. You don't need any experience. That's why you've got the robot. Okay? You can spend years and years and not be anywhere near as proficient as this robot, and spend thousands and thousands, tens of thousands, in fact, on FX courses. In fact, a friend of mine, he spent, I think, about 18,000 doing courses. Does he trade now? No. Okay? Because you'd have to sit at a screen for 8 hours a day. So this is the platform they use. It's the most used platform in the world. It's the MT4 trading software. So this is what it sits on. The robot sits on the MT4. You haven't really got to understand what's going on here. There's 2 main tabs down here that I look at, is what trades are going off and what my profitability is. Okay, so where the account history. They're the 2 tabs that I use. It sits on what we call a VPS, which is a virtual private server. Okay, so think of it as a computer that's on all the time, that's sat up in the cloud, because you need to have that connectivity to make sure if the robot wants to trade or execute or close a trade down, that it will pick it up. Yeah, so that's why you've got to have it on, and that's why we recommend you have a VPS. All right, I think it's about €15 a month to have that VPS. Okay, so the account set up, registration with USI-TECH. You can do that in two ways. You can ask the person who invited you tonight for their link, or they can actually place you in the matrix. So they might want to place you in a particular spot. You can do that in the back office of the USI, so you can sign up that way. And then you set up a I think it's to pay for you wallet account. It's a bit like PayPal, Payzar. You then fund that account with €600, and you use that account to buy your license, which is the €600. It's the one time. And incidentally, which I was extremely impressed with, and again, a lot of MLMs you have to fight for the money. Once you're set up with them, once they've got your wallet details, every Monday, without fail, Monday afternoon, you'll receive commission into your to pay for you wallet account, and you can either leave it there or you can transfer that straight into your bank. Okay, you don't have to ask for it; it's automatically done for you. Open up a trade account with they use Argus. That's not Argus with where you go and buy your shopping. It's Argus, A-R-G-U-S, and it's the branch down in Frankfurt in Germany. They're excellent. You can set up a trade account with them within hours. Okay, the application is very, very quick. You have to do your KYC, know your customer, upload your passport and a proof of res, and it's set up for you. Okay, it's very, very quick. And they have a live chat there that you can use if you get stuck, but it is very, very simple. Ask again who bought you to help you set it up, or indeed if you haven't got anybody, then there's a Facebook group. Someone in there will help you, or we'll help you. Okay. It actually now comes, the software actually pre-installed. Once you order your VPS and you get your VPS and you log into it, it's actually pre-installed. So that MetaTrader 4 is pre-installed with the robot. All you've got to do is put your login details in and you're away. It's very, very simple. Okay. Obviously fund your trade account. Again, you can do that through Argus, you know, by card, bank wire, whatever you want to do. Minimum 1,000, whatever you want to put in your trade account. And then it's as soon as that money's been credited your trade account, and they've done a verification of where that money's come from, it's live. The robot will pick that up and it will trade almost instantly. Okay, you'll see some trades going off instantly. Okay, so we've talked about Argus. That's the partner they've partnered up with. Like I say, Frankfurt in Germany, 15 years in experience in this market, and they've got an agreement with them to share some of the spread, and that's what fuels the matrix on the compensation plan. Okay, so obviously whatever profits you make on your trades are yours, and then a percentage of that spread goes into the matrix, and that's another way of earning, which we're going to come on to in a moment. So our trading software has a unique algorithms based on currency pairs. If you're putting 1,000 into your trade account, you will start off trading 4 currency pairs. When you go to 2, it's 6, 3, 8, all the way up to 9 when you're trading 20 currency pairs. And it does make a big difference. And it's actually safer to trade more pairs, obviously, because you get more of a spread of the market. Okay, so you know, 9,000 will get you the maximum 20 currency pairs. Okay. Our trading software has no increased risk of loss under extraordinary market fluctuations. Okay, so it's designed, this bit of software, you know, not to return, I say silly amounts. You know, some months they are quite silly, but you know, they try and minimise it. If you think about what happened last year with Donald Trump, Brexit, and it returned, you know, on those guys' accounts that we saw, 54% in that period. Yeah, so pretty good. I mean, it doesn't need to be that good. You know, if it returned 2, 3, 4% per month, I know most people would be more than happy with that. When you think what you'll get in a bank, in a high interest account, you might get up to 3% if you put a lot of money, you know, or if you look at an ISA, what's that, 8% a year? Yeah, if you're lucky. Okay, so with maximum risk reduction in a high risk market based on medium and long term strategy with continuous chances of winning. In the past, yes, they have returned 150%, but like I say, it doesn't need to be that good. If you're consistently returning 3 or 4% per month, you know, you're not going to lose people. So you can really build a great business here, all right? And people just stay because they're getting those sort of returns, and they talk to their friends and family, and remember, you're sharing and spreading all that, okay? So we're going to go on to the compensation plan. Grant's going to talk to you about the compensation plan, go through that, and then we'll look at FX Blue in a bit.
Thank you.
Grant.
Okay, so that's one side of the business, talking about the robot and Argos. People can obviously just go, if they don't want to build a team, they can just go and get an Argos account and purchase a license, and they can start trading. They don't have to build a team. But obviously, if you do build a team, there's another way of actually earning money with USI, which is what we're going to go through. Okay, so these are some of the benefits of the compensation plan. It's one of the best compensation plans that we've ever seen. We've been involved in a few different MLM opportunities in the past, and this is by far the best MLM plan that we've actually seen. So low lifetime license fee. Okay, so there's a one-time €600 cost, as John said before. No monthly payments. Okay, so because there's no monthly payments, there's no fixed fee every single month. There's a high retention rate of people in your team because they don't keep seeing a monthly amount keep going out their bank account, another $50 or another 50 quid every single month. They do it for about 3 months and then they think, oh, I'm not going to do this anymore. I haven't made that money back. So you don't see that. It's just that one €600 one-time fee. And okay, and something else that's different, once you're qualified, free direct license holders, so once you've got 3 people in your team that you've sponsored directly, you'll qualify for life. So a lot of MLM businesses, some of them you have to qualify every single month, some of them you have to qualify every year. This is literally just do it once and then you're qualified forever, okay, which is a big thing in MLM. It, again, aids retention, so your team will just stay in. Okay, and they've added, even since they've started, they've added a new part to the compensation plan, which is a coded bonus system. And all that basically is, we won't go through it in too much detail tonight, but basically, as you grow a team, you actually earn even more commission from every license fee sale that you actually that you sell. Okay, so the more people in your team, the bigger commissions you will actually get. Okay, so this is going on to the 5 different ways that we get paid with USI. Open them all up. Okay, so we get commission from the direct sale of license fee. So if you talk to someone directly and you talk to them and they purchase a license fee, you obviously get a direct commission from that. Okay, starts at about €120, and again, as you go up through this coded bonus plan, it becomes more and more up to about €390. Okay, you get commission from indirect license fee sales. So people that are added to your team from your upline, so spillover as we call it, we'll go into that in a little bit more detail in a minute, but people that are added to your team from your upline, you also get a percentage of their license fee sales. Okay? Direct matrix commission funded by brokers fees. Okay, so any people that you've introduced directly, those people, when they've got a broker account and they're trading, they'll obviously generate these matrix commissions, and you'll get those. And also from any indirect members that you've got in your team. Again, spillover, anyone in your team that your team's brought in, again, is an indirect member that you will earn from as well. And then the 5th one is, again, as we progress through the career plan, there's coded bonuses, so you earn more as you build a team and you get through the compensation plan. Okay, so this just goes into a little bit more detail. So you receive a minimum of €120 commission from all direct members that purchase a one-time €600 software license. So anyone you directly introduce, minimum you'll earn from day one is €120. Okay, and you receive €12.50 commission from all indirect members. Okay, so all indirect members in your matrix that purchase a one-time €600 software license, and you get that 12 levels deep from day one. And again, That's slightly different with USI. A lot of MLM businesses, you actually have to open those different levels as you go through the career plan. So the more people you've got in your team, you'll be able to earn more levels deep. With USI, from day one, you earn 12 levels deep. Again, we've never really seen that before either. Okay, you receive 25 euros from every 100 euros received from brokers' fees from your direct team members. So what they've done here, they've had to quantify the brokers' fees that are coming back to you. Okay, so they're basically saying from every 100 euros of brokers' fees that is generated, you'll get 25 euros from your direct people. And again, 12 levels deep. You receive €6.25 minimum from every 100 euros received from broker fees from your indirect team members. Again, they've quantified there 100 euros as the broker fees to put back into that percentage of 625 euros. Okay, so this is just trying to, for the people that don't really understand MLM and they haven't really seen an MLM business before, and we're talking about spillover and all these different bits and pieces. This is USI is a 3x3 matrix example. Okay, as you can see at the top there, that's an example, say, of me. I'm in the green, and I introduce two people, the two yellow ones on the next row down, and then someone above me, or it could have been one of those other directs to the left, has introduced someone, and they've gone into the team as well. Okay, and then on the next line down, I've introduced someone else, and again, I've got some spillover. Again, it could be from those two people above, or it could be someone above me that's dropped these people into my team. Okay, but because those people have been dropped into my team, they'd be indirect members, and I will earn from those members as well. Okay, so that's the beauty of a 3x3 matrix and spillover, and being able to earn 12 levels deep from day one. Okay, which is really unusual. Okay, this is just showing the license fee commission breakdown. Okay, so when someone purchases a 600 euro license, as we said before, the 120 euro goes directly to the direct person that signed them up, and 150 euros goes into the 12 levels. Okay, and as you can see there, that's what the 12 euros 50 each over those 12 levels is, that 150 divided by 12. Okay, so that's how that 600 euros is split. Total of 45% of it, 270 euros, goes into that total compensation plan. Okay, so these are the broker fee commission breakdown. Okay, so when the broker fees goes into the matrix, again, this is a 100 euro example. 25 euros, as we said, goes to your direct, the person that sponsored you, and 75 euros goes again into those 12 levels. And as you can see in the corner there, that's where your €6.25 comes from. Okay, these are all minimums when you're literally started the business. As I said, as you go up through the coded bonuses, you can earn more money based on these figures, but these are all the minimum figures. Okay, this is just an example. We won't go through this in much detail, but these are the coded bonuses that you can actually earn on. So as you can see here, as you go up through the levels, you start at actual level 0, and then you progress to level 1, level 2, level 3. As you actually go through these levels, you can actually earn an additional, when you're in level 1, you earn an additional 50 euros, and all the way up, you can actually earn a total of 390 euros if you're all the way through the generations for every license fee that gets sold. Okay, and to get to each one of these different levels, as you can see there, you have to sponsor another 3 direct people into your team, and as you've got here, you have to introduce these other people into your team. So that's 12 people into your team, 40 people into your team, 200 people into your team to open the next door into the next level, and that's how those levels work. But every single level that you go through, you'll be earning more commission based on your license fee sales. That's just another example of that, showing you there the 390 euros per license if you're all the way through the coded bonuses there on the bottom. And again, it's just splitting it between the 120 euros and 150 euros into the matrix. Okay, this bit's a little bit more interesting. So this is the matrix commissions on license fee sales based on the number of partners that you've got in your team. Okay, so as you can see there, you can pick a figure. You've got 27 people, number of partners in your team. This is based on minimum commission, €12.50. So you'd get a minimum commission of €337 on there. And as your team builds, you can see how the figures actually build. Okay, and this is the matrix commission based on the broker fee sales. Okay, so as the broker fees, as you get more people into the business, and they've actually got accounts with the brokers, and they've got trading accounts, and those commissions are being generated from that. As you can see there, number of partners. This is based on a very small broker fee share. We reckon it's pretty much double that, don't we?
Yeah.
We reckon it's pretty much double those figures on there. That's what it's turning out to be. But again, as the people come into your team, and it's obviously based on funds under management. So this is based on each of those people having a €2,000 broker account. But you'll have people we've got people that have got $50,000 accounts, $10,000 accounts, $1,000 accounts, all different amount of accounts. This is just based on everybody having a €2,000 account. But you'll have a mix of that in your team. And you might not even need as many people as that on the left. Obviously, if they've got bigger accounts than €2,000, you wouldn't actually need that amount of people to generate the commissions that you can see there on the right. And these are monthly commissions. These actual commissions are paid monthly from the broker's fees. The license fees, as John said earlier, they're actually every week.
An example that Michael gives on if you had 729, yeah,
729,
people,
yeah,
which isn't a huge amount of people. If that was in a year, remember it's not 729 that you've bought in, but if they had a 10,000 account, that'd be 5 times that figure, even on the understated figure. So that's what 2,000. Can't see from here.
It's hard to see that.
2,002 times 5, that'd be 11,000 a month residual income. Yeah. Because what they're going to do, if they're seeing it working, they're going to put more money in their trade account. So it's on a very low amount of €2,000 at the moment. Sorry.
And even if people aren't starting off with bigger accounts, like some of our guys are, obviously as time goes on, their accounts will grow anyway. Okay, so even if they started with a €1,000 account, over a certain period of time, then they'll have a €2,000 account, €3,000 account. The people that start with 20, 30, 50,000, it'll obviously grow a lot quicker. So you'll see these commission figures grow very quickly. And as John said, the number of partners, don't forget, because of the spillover, these are not people that you just bring in direct. These are indirect partners as well. So it's partners, anyone that comes in, and we're dropping people, and the people below us are dropping people under people. There's lots of people coming in. So these aren't figures based on what you're bringing.
It's a great sales tool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because
people.
If you've got people in your team, and all of a sudden they're not doing anything, we're just doing a mop up at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah.
You've seen people that have just secured their position, and you go back and say, look, there's 10 people underneath you. They've all trading. You're missing out on that commission. Oh, really? What do I need to do? So it's a great sales tool to go back to people that have just been sat there doing nothing, and that's exactly what we're doing at the moment.
Yeah, because they can log into their account and they can see all those people active underneath them, and it obviously encourages them to then actually take some action, because as it builds, the people that did come in early, they've got big teams already, very big teams, which is obviously they log in and look and see how much money they could be earning from that spread. Then they'd be very silly not to purchase a license and get 3 people into their team, because of the money that they could be generating from all of those team members. Imagine opening your account in 3 months' time, you've got 700 team members in your account, and you never even purchased your license yet. Do you know what I mean? That could be generating a lot of money for you. Okay, So we're just going to talk about a bit of software that's an additional bit of software now that actual monitors. So I'm going to hand it back to John.
Thank you very much.
Swap over.
Yeah, so we're going to just look at some historic data, some of the data that we looked at. We're just going to give one example here of a VIP account that we were given when we first came into the business because we wanted to see the robot working. So that started 31st of October 2014. Okay, so if we scroll down, here we go all the way down to the bottom. So I think it's about 2 years. So keep going. There's 2 years worth of data, and you'll see when we get there. Okay, so the floating P&L, if I just talk about the floating P&L at the moment, that would always be a negative, okay, your floating P&L, because that's where the trades have gone off and they're going in the cycle, all right? And it kind of makes sense, because if it was in a profit, the trades would close down, yeah? So it will be in a negative, so it hits the cycle in a negative, and as it goes around the cycle into a positive, that's when the trades close down. So you're looking at your true profit, or what you can take, is your closed P&L. So this account is showing, actually if you scroll back up a little bit, I'm just wondering if it shows, yeah, back up a bit more, a bit more. Has it got a break? Yeah, okay. That's your closed P&L. So on a 100,000 account, that's showing 113,789. That's closed P&L. So that's your profit over that period of time, which is just under, I think it's just under 2 years. Okay. So we have got some more examples of these sort of accounts. I'm not going to go through all of them, but that was some of the due diligence that we did. So 100,000 in, and you can see now. And remember, it compounds. So you now got 213,000 in there. Okay. So can we go to the next screen, please?
Okay, it's back on.
Okay. So what one of the, I think Dino, one of the guys in our group, came up with some software which is called FX Blue. It's not his software, but it's available. It's a free web-based service for analysing and publishing your trade results. And what he thought it would be really good is to show people live some people's accounts. Okay, so he got this bit of software, and over the last 2 weeks we've just loaded a few accounts onto that software, and we're going to show you some of the actual live accounts. All right, it's a fantastic sales tool. Obviously it's only got a couple of weeks data in it at the moment, but can you imagine when you've got 2 or 3 months data? What I've actually done with this FX Blue is I've sent it out to some of my high net worth clients and just said, look, I want you to have a look at the portfolio accounts, just look at it once a week for the next 3 or 4 weeks, and then we're going to have a talk about the business. Okay, you haven't then got to sell it yourself, because the figures will speak for themselves. So it's a fantastic sales tool, all right, that you can use. Just send it out to somebody, say, look, just want you to look at this once a week, see how the trades are, pick a couple of accounts that you want to dive into, and you can see it. It's updated every 10 minutes, this bit of software. So we're going to have a quick look in there. Obviously, disclaimer there, past performance is no guarantee of future performance. We are in a highly, complex market. That didn't click.
That's all right, you missed it.
Techie. But this is worth its weight in gold. It really is. I'm not going to go into all the functionality of the site. I'm just going to show you 2 or 3 key parts, okay, that you can actually use.
Just slow. Here it comes.
Brilliant. Thank you. Okay. Can everybody see that? Yeah?
Yeah.
I can't. Okay, so if you go into portfolio constituents, yeah, we've probably got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, nearly 20 accounts on there.
I can make that a bit bigger.
Okay. and they're all various size accounts. That's perfect there.
It's a bit better.
Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, there's only a couple of weeks' data on here. You've seen some historic data over a 2-year period, and some of these accounts are a few days old. Some have been trading, a couple of weeks. Okay, and you've got accounts that range from the minimum 1,000, and then we had someone the other week put 150,000 into his trade account. Okay, so if someone comes in and puts 150,000 and they're below you in the matrix, you will, even though you don't know that person, you will receive quite a lot of commission every single month on his spread, on the broker fees, because he's trading 20 pairs of currencies. They could be trading anywhere between 3 to 500 different trades a month. So win, lose or draw, you'll receive some of that broker fee. Okay? So it's not necessarily about how many people are below you, it's the size of the account. All right? And it's not necessarily the people you know that might have that sort of money to put in. It could be somebody that's in your line that knows those sort of people. Okay? So we can drill into it. So if we go into PC, okay, so these names obviously are all protected. I think we're going to stop at around about 25. There's no need to put any more in there. But if I click into a $1,000 account, okay, this guy actually came in 13 days ago, as you can see, okay. The monthly return is 17.9%, so on 1,000 it's returned $56. So he's on course for a 17.9% return for the month, which is incredible. All right, but it doesn't need to be that good. Remember, all right. You can then scroll down. You can see, winning days. So it actually is, although he's been in 13 days, once you take weekends, he's probably hit 3 weekends when it got recorded. So it's 4 winning days, so he's been in just over 2 weeks, and then you've got total trades 22, 14 winners, 8 losers. Okay, so you can drill in and have a look at anybody's account. So we go into, let's go into a 2,000 account, 9.4% return. So they came in with 2,200, and it's given an 85 profit. Floating P&L, like I say, is always going to be in a negative for the reasons that I've mentioned. So you can actually drill into every single account. We'll just have a look at the big one because I know you'll want to have a look at that as well. So 29 days. Remember, the liquidity of the marketplace didn't come back in probably until about the 12th of January anyway. Okay, after everybody's been on their holidays over Christmas and what have you. FX market, they tend to take the money out of the market over that period, and they don't get back to work until around about the 12th, 13th of the month. So, it's probably a couple of weeks trading on a $150,000 account. So he's made $4,000 in a couple of weeks, really, on trading. All right. So you can send that to people, and to tell you that some people go, well, is that true data? Is it this? Is it that? Easy way to check on this is if you go into statements, there's a little tick there that says real. If you click on that, you can't actually read that, but it verifies the account. It actually says verify means that FX Blue has collected the account data directly from the broker using our account sync. So this piece of software syncs with the MT4 platform. So it can't be tampered with. And we've got, and I can show you a live account on that. It correlates with that. Okay. So
and this is literally just on a URL as well, so you can just use it as a sales tool. It is literally just on a URL. There's no password to get in it. We can give you the URL, and you'll be able to see all of that live. We're literally live on the internet with it now, so you can use it as a sales tool. And as John said, you can send it off to some of your prospects and just say to them just to watch it.
Can you you can imagine how powerful this will be when we've got 2 or 3 months data on there. you know, to show people. You got risk info there, and it gives you percentage chances, 10% loss, 0% probability. You know, so it's a really, really powerful sales tool that you can use to show people. Any questions on that? We're going to finish the meeting with a couple of testimonials. Anybody want to volunteer?
You want me to do it?
Well, I was actually looking at Rob. Rob, you have to come to the front though, Rob, because there's a mic there. We'll do a couple of testimonials anyway. So yeah, could you just introduce yourself? You've come from Essex tonight. You're part of Mark's team, aren't you?
Yes, and Gary. So
Yeah.
all good. So very much like yourself, John. I started looking at this back in October. To introduce myself, I'm Rob Mears. Like John, coincidentally, I'm a property investor, business owner, and look at different investment opportunities. And Gary kindly introduced the USI products to me back in October. Like everybody, we're faced with all sorts of different investment opportunities. Some good, some not so good. Some generally lead you down the route to courses and spending lots of money. Ultimately, with this, I sat back for 3 months or so with a view to just taking it in, a little bit of my own due diligence, and to see if it actually works. Ultimately, come January, and looking at the numbers coming through, it certainly appeared to be working. So, very simply put, I thought I'd go in with €2,200 investment. Went straight in with version 5, as was now, as is now, version 6 of course. But in the space of a couple of weeks, yes, €50 profit, running in what's 2.2 to 1.3% on the month, which very early days, but consistent with the sort of numbers we'd be looking for on an ongoing basis. And like all of us, fine, if you want to get in and make a quick buck, it's really not that sort of opportunity. But if the software continues to do what we trust it will do, it will compound nicely and give us a return over the medium to long term.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks, Rob. Yeah, thanks very much. I think it's a valid point as well. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's a real builder. This one, and we're looking for consistent returns.
I think we should also mention, because we're talking about slightly different people's different accounts with different sort of results. Do you want to explain why that actually is the case, and why every account is slightly different? Because that is actually quite important.
That is an important point, because if anybody's been familiar or looked at robots before, a lot of these automated robots tend to work for 3 months, 4 months, and then they stop working, because the banks tend to be able to see if they've got a lot of broker accounts under using a robot. It will move the market, so they can see where it's coming in, and they've got deeper pockets than us, so they will trade the position out, okay, and the robot then obviously won't perform. With USI, it's quite a unique bit of technology, because the trades, each and everybody, if we all started a trading account right this second, everybody would have a slightly different account, because the trades are executed, I think it's something like 1/600th of a second difference, so there is a different everybody's account is slightly different. So it's very, very clever, because it keeps it under that radar. We understand it's good up to a certain amount of accounts, okay? And at that point, USI will close the door. Obviously, we're nowhere near that at the moment.
It will carry on trading, it will carry on allowing us to trade, but it won't let any new members coming after that.
Okay, so the idea is, they want to look after their customer base. We've got quite a way to go to get to that level, but yeah, it's a good point, and it's clever how it does that.
So that's why two people could start on the same day with a $1,000 account, and they could have different percentage results by the end of the month, because they would be slightly traded differently, those accounts. So that's why you will see different results from one person to another.
Alex, you was itching to get up, weren't you?
I wasn't. I thought you were looking at me.
I'm looking at you now. Yeah, do you want to
I'll do a quick one.
jump up?
Yeah, my name's Alex. I've always been interested in forex trading.
I've looked into doing courses and found out they're about 5 or 6 grand just to become a beginner, and that kind of put me off a little bit. And also the fact that I couldn't see myself sitting down looking at the screen all day. So when John and Grant introduced this business to me and showed me what was involved, the fact that the guys that set this software up have got quite a bit of experience and they've got a successful track record, and that it was automated, that certainly appealed to me a lot. I was about to show, it's also got an app on my phone, which is quite impressive. It gets quite addictive, you'll be looking at this all day at your trades. I've been in the business about 2 weeks. I think I've on target about 6% of the month, so I'm well pleased with that. And the added bit bonus, if you introduce anyone, there's money to be earned off the commissions there, so win-win all round. So yeah, recommend it.
And that's another good point Alex makes. You've got it on your phone. You can download MT4 on your phone. It's a free app, yeah. So when people have said to me in the past, I'm not particularly good at selling or whatever, you don't have to sell. If you're out with a group of people and you're just having a look and they see the old trade candles and what have you, people go, well, what are you doing? Well, I'm doing a bit of trading. It sparks up a conversation, and people either want to be a property developer or a trader if they can't be famous or a footballer. So it's a great bit of software to have on your phone, yeah? Do one more testimonial or two. David, did you want to do one? We'll do a couple more.
My name's David Noyes. I've got a couple of businesses I really run. One's in property and the other in finance. Been doing that for 20-25 years and had great success in those. For someone who's not shy of working hard, one thing I do recognise and enjoy in this is, although no one should be scared of working hard, it's a very passive way of earning money. It gives you very, very good passive income. And also recognising that the way in which USI-TECH have taken their module and created a team building platform where there is no need to leave. People will not leave this. And having been in multi-level schemes before where people get bored, lose interest in it, there is no, once someone's in this, they're there to stay. And again, the returns are massive. And that with the passive element and the team part, that's why I'm going to recommend USI-TECH. That's why I'm going to get involved with USI-TECH. Very, very good bit of a robotic tool, and yeah, I'm looking forward to making a lot of money from it.
Brilliant, thanks, David. Yeah, you know, and a great point David makes is, you know, it does aid retention. You know, we haven't seen anybody come out of the business, and obviously we haven't been in it that long because it only launched in November. But there's no need to come out of the business once you've got someone there. You know, how many times you've done the hard work, got someone interested in the business, in 2 or 3 months, and then left it. People won't leave this.
It's normally the monthly fees that make people leave.
Yeah.
And there's no monthly fees. So there would be no reason for anyone to leave.
Okay, we'll do one more. Mr. Hungate.
Yeah, my name's Mark. Just one of the things I've noticed in this is that the spillover. I've invested just $1,000 so far last week, so it's early days for me. But I did get my license before Christmas and then just sort of left it over the Christmas period. But the spillover is quite important because I looked at my account today, and I think the spillover that these guys have happened to put my way is sitting at something like 40 people in there now, and I think I've only got one direct again that came from these guys, so I need to get my bum into action and get the other 2 to start earning the commission. So that's an important factor. So the spillover thing does work, and you know, when you say you're looking at 40 people under you, some of them I think have put quite a bit of money in, and I'm not benefiting from that at the moment. So a bit of a kick up the bum really to give to myself to just go and get 2 more people. So as I say, it is early days. I will be putting some more money in, and it's great, I think, from the fact that you get both sides of the coin on this one. You get, if you just want to invest, you can obviously, but to get involved in the MLM side is going to be quite good. So recommend you get on board if you haven't.
Okay.
Lovely. Thank you.
Brilliant, thanks Mark. Okay, so any more questions before we wrap up? Okay, like I say, we're going to be about for a little while.
Yep.
But thank you very much for your time. We're here every fortnight doing a USI-TECH meeting. Please, you know, bring your friends along or anybody that might be interested to come and have a look. We don't hard sell or anything like that. It's something that you can make your own decision. If you're not in the Facebook group and you want to sit and watch a little bit, get the link for FX Blue. You can sit and watch, come in the Facebook group and make a decision over a period of time. It's not a problem. Okay. On behalf of Grant and myself, thanks very much for your attendance tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.